I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss a woman's ass. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason. You already know I'm the voice of reason in real life.
Hey.
You under niggas all live, my nigga.
Whoop.
What up, Michelle Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is live on Dash Radio. It's about to go down in the town. I don't know if you're ready to deal with the truth of this topic, but I felt like we had to do it. Before I get to the topic, you know, I got to promote a couple of things. Not as many as on the Zoe What Morning Show, but a couple of things. Second annual Black Power Awards after party in tribute to Rakim Allah, the God MC. Saturday, November 18th, 2017. That's 10 p.m. until. I'm co-hosting this with Sonny Patterson. 595 North Event Avenue. What is that? No, that's 595 North Avenue, Northwest Atlanta, Georgia, 303-118. Anyway, just call the phone number 404-439-1044. That's 404-439-1044. I'm there at the Black Power Awards. I'll be in Atlanta from the 17th until, I guess, the 19th, that whole weekend. Come get at ya boy. Also, get your copy of The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship. You got to get a copy of that. And also, you got to pre-order a copy of, you already know, The Holographic Relationship. That is my new book that is on its way. We are editing feverishly. Editing. It is a difficult process, but I love the process. As a matter of fact, it begins again tomorrow at 9 a.m., where I sit on the phone and read the book and reread it and re-edit and reword and rework. Oh, man. Last week, I was on the phone with the sister for 3 hours, and we got 8 pages done.
Oh, geez, Lord. Oh, be with you.
Like, it's a real situation.
Right.
You understand? It's a real process. The holographic relationship. Please go to my website, I am Zoe Williams, right now and pre-order a copy of that. Well, I should do this too. I've got to promote Total Package Energy. Because I had one and I'm on 26 right now.
Oh, God.
And the difference between me and Michelle Pfeiffer over here, she just had some damn coffee and she's shaking like she had crack.
And I can't stop shaking.
No, literally, like
seriously.
she's shaking like the look she got going on. So,
Yeah.
you know.
You really shaking.
I hate this feeling.
Like, she feels
I'm like really tripping over here.
It's really crazy right now. She's having tremors.
Yes, she is.
Like micro orgasms.
Ooh, well, maybe.
Well, all of a sudden, I'm like...
Or hand orgasms.
Hand orgasm.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to be bananas. I got to get it cracking. We got such a hot topic right now. Let me just say this too. You guys got to donate. All right? The super chat is enabled. Please donate to the show. I'm trying to get here so I can see where the video at, so I can definitely want to shout out everybody who donates. Please continue to donate to the show. The super chat is enabled. Get down with your brother. Whatever you can. Hey, what's happening? 901 niggas. Let me see. That's him. He on YouTube. Let me see who else is shouting me out. Where the donation buttons at? Hey, Trey, I don't know. What up, Trey Young? I see you on YouTube. Everybody saying what's up. Y'all got to donate in mass in order for this shit to work.
Yes.
She is actually beautiful, Zoe. Of course, Reggie, Indiana, 76. Motherfucker is fine as frog hair.
Yes.
Frog baby hair.
Yes, she is.
Frog baby. That's how.
Yeah, that's how fine she is. And so is motherfucking Tiffany. Tiffany got a donk,
They
though.
all love Tiff.
You don't gotta tell him about the backside. I don't be showing it on purpose.
Tiffany got that.
Down.
I'm telling you, Tiffany got that. She got that. She got that dog dunk.
Don't believe him.
Her, Mimi. Hey,
No, Mimi.
even Angry Smurf.
She got the slim cake.
Like, you not
She
even
got
aware.
the
slim
The
cakes.
slim cakes.
She does though. Yeah, she's curvy but
She
tiny.
got the slim cakes with that bicycle gap. You know, like,
Yeah, she got the gap.
Oh yeah,
Got
she
that
got a
gap.
thigh gap. I don't.
I'm like, damn, okay. You know, you be fooled sometimes.
Yeah.
And then the first time I met this one, she had on a little skin tight dress.
Ooh.
She was like, you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really thin, but curvy. Teach you how to throw up the Crip sign. Just look at that ass and do this. Like,
Wow.
Right.
Wow. No, like a whole gauge and a whole method. And
it's an ass gauge. Like,
You see the scope?
I promise you, man. The ass gauge. It's a real situation. We over here tripping right now.
Stop it.
We over here tripping. Don't worry about us.
Don't worry about me.
Are y'all ready for the voice of reason? The number to dial, this is a caller-driven show. The number to dial is 323-230-4610. Welcome to Dash Radio. If you're just getting here, please understand you find us on Dash Talk, DashRadio.com, or you can download the Dash Radio app. If this is your first time tuning into the voice of reason, please understand this is a relationship show where I try to allow the women to speak more than me.
You do.
And I do let y'all
You do.
go. Y'all go. But when y'all be talking that bullshit, I got to cut you off.
You do.
I'm sorry. But we really want to learn from the women. This is why we have them on the show. And it's important that you guys that are listening, ladies that are listening, please call in and share your perspective. Call in and share your opinion. Today's topic, here we go. The Captain Save-A-Bro Show.
Oh.
A deeper look at the black woman's guide to dating a broke brother.
Yes, I just had this conversation. Yes.
Yikes. Ugh. Christ. Anybody listening on the radio right now but want to see the live video, you go to my YouTube page and subscribe. www.youtube.com/TheZoWhatShow. We're on right now, live. Oh my God. Let me say today's topic again. The Captain Save-A-Bro Show. A deeper look at the black woman's guide to dating a broke brother. I came front. Wow. Listen, after Antonio Moore was on this show before, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. After he was on the show talking about in 35 cities, major cities across the United States, African-American men make up 45% of the unemployment statistics. Ooh. He said that's social collapse. He was in here talking about black women are always fantasizing about the perfect black man. Mm-hmm. When in fact, it's very difficult for that man to come out of society's system as it is currently constructed.
Right.
The systemic problems with the system. The economic gap. Here's another fact on the economic gap. Only 3% of America's population, right? Or only 3% of America's land is occupied by its population. right? All the urban areas, that's 3%. 270 million people live in urban populated areas. The rest of it is swamps, forests, all deserts and shit. It's hard to live everywhere else. Of that 3%, 98% of the property is owned by white folk.
Damn. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm very sure.
So that's interesting, right? That's an interesting angle to come from, right? So we thought, wow, let's really create a topic where we could deal with this. The Captain Save a Bro Show. A deeper look at the black woman's guide to dating a broke brother. Well, I've created a lot of questions. I'm going to ask the questions and then I want you guys to deal with them, man. Mimi just walked in looking all delicious.
Hey, Mimi,
Is that cranberry or burgundy?
I would say cranberry.
Yes,
with
cranberry.
a little ice.
Yeah, cranberry.
With a little ice?
If you
Yeah.
you better stop looking at me. I'll tell you that right now. I was looking at Mimi the other night like,
About to kick you off the show so you can break that professional boundary rule.
I try. Listen, I'm just gonna be honest, man. I try to be professional. I be struggling like. It's a struggle. Y'all should have seen me Saturday night at Corey Holcomb's concert out here in LA.
I believe it. Oh, yeah.
Y'all should have seen her, man, nigga. Like, stop. What we doing? What?
Where the
Okay,
pictures
we
at,
might as
though?
well just do this thing then. That's what I be having those conversations in my mind. Like, hey, go ahead, my nigga. What we gonna do then? Then I have to remember, shit, this is me. I can't do that. Get in trouble out of this motherfucker.
Right.
This is my kind of trouble. This is what I don't like about me.
Uh-oh.
It's story time with Zoe. Let's share.
Yes.
Before we get to it.
Please share.
I don't like losing it to a woman. Just getting all the... I know what type that I be... You a quicksand woman. Hell nah. I ain't fucking with you. Get your quicksand pretty ass out of here. Nah. I can't do the quicksand woman. I ain't gonna lie. I got flaws. Something gotta be a little wrong with you. So I can be like, I can't fuck with you.
Right.
I can fuck with you a little bit and then let it go. I'm good. I get to maintain a little bit. Pretty ass Mimi.
Aw, thank you.
Got a nigga's back. She be like,
Yes.
don't worry, I got your back, babe. I feel like, I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna let go in more than I'm gonna let go
Oh, goodness.
in more than one way.
Gosh.
Shit, I'm sorry. That was a bit too much. All right. Let's reset the topic. Jesus.
Bring it back.
Let's bring it back. The Captain Save a Bro Show. A
Yes.
deeper look at the black woman's guide to dating a broke brother. The numbers are telling y'all the truth. All right? The numbers. Mimi, I know. But we got to talk about it. The numbers. In 35 cities across the country, 45% unemployment rate for black men. Major cities. That's social collapse, as Antonio Moore says. Again, how do women want a man at the same level that they're at, right? When those men, we're talking about ethnically speaking, are far and few in between. Does that then force her into interracial dating? Because there's scarcity around the number, the amount of dudes that are available. I got questions. Let's get busy. True or false? If I am broke, does that mean I do not deserve love? Call us right now, 323-230-4610. If you're a woman who is the breadwinner. Okay, cool. All right. Call us, 323-230-4610. True or false? The mental roadblock that many men face on their road to success is navigating their way around being defined as less of a man due to their inability to provide more or equal to the woman they want to date. Shit. Fuck. If I'm not balling, even if I'm not as educated as she is, even if I'm not working in a Fortune 500 company, I need to be balling paper-wise equal to or more than her in order for her to respect me. 323-230-4610. That's the number to dial. Sisters, can you date a broke brother? If so, under what circumstances and for how long? This nigga's got a time limit. Right. You hear the women, they gonna teach you. When I throw it to them, they gonna teach you. Ladies, keep in mind the questions I'm asking. If something rings out, please respond to that. Do women have a greater chance of being happy in a relationship with a broke man or a man of meager means? Because you know, if he got cake, he got resources and options.
Right.
And although you're a baddie, there's a line of baddies.
Yes.
Right.
Ready to get down with the get down.
Right.
So does he value relationship even less because he got options? So technically, you probably would be better off with Brokey Robinson. I'm just asking, ladies, do you stand a greater chance of being happy in a relationship with a broke man or a man of meager means? True or false? Most men see it as a great sign of loyalty and integrity for a woman to stick by his side from the bottom floor all the way up to the penthouse suite of his life. That is a woman's rite of passage for a man. But if she comes in while he's already at the penthouse, he doesn't value her as much because she didn't help get him there. Have women lost the art of helping get him there? They don't know how to get him there no more?
You gonna leave your ass for a white girl.
323-230-4610. I want to know.
When you get there, you switching lanes.
Mimi. Mimi?
Yes.
How do you date a broke man? Hey!
I must laugh at that.
Oh, there I go.
Yeah, I gotta laugh at that. I mean, if it's someone I've known already and they're my folks and they're broke, then I kind of got a little pass for them because I know they have an ability and we can put our minds together.
They have a disability.
No, they have an ability,
Okay.
an ability to perhaps create some type of financial substance. But I'm not gonna meet someone that's already totally broke, and because I'm not broke, and I feel like I don't know you yet, so there's nothing there to make me feel like, of all the people trying to say hi to me, I'm attracted to your broke ass. Please, you feel me? Like, it has to be something that draws us together, and it won't be too much probably, unless he has a hell of a swag and somehow has a hell of a lot of game and somehow maneuvers other things and other people in his life. Because some people don't have money, but they got game. And a motherfucker with game will game your ass until you figure this shit out. This motherfucker really broke. We go out with his friends and his friend pay.
Yes, that's the game. That's the game.
Wow.
He's like, oh, I'm in the entourage.
Yeah. You are yes man. I did not know that till tonight. This nigga always paying. We always at his table.
Girl, it's LA and you know it's been happening before. Like, oh, wait. Whoa. Okay.
This is the entourage.
Yes,
So,
I'm an entourage now.
Let me ask the obvious question. Are the baddest chicks really on sale to the man with the most resources?
Oh, no.
Because if Brokey Smurf does not have a chance,
No. That's
but Richie Rich does,
no. You know what?
ooh,
What?
are you
What,
for
Mimi?
sale?
No. Hell to the nah. So let me explain it. So basically, I'm just saying there's a criteria to the
Speak
fact.
on it.
So there's a criteria that there's something happening in your life. We're not going to get together and things are happening in my life. And so you're rolling on this roller coaster with me. Hell to the no. What can you bring to the roller coaster so we can put more flips on this motherfucker? We can do more things. We can build some shit.
Right.
We can do some things. Then I'm fucking with you. But
Mimi hood than a motherfucker. I love that shit. We need flips, my nigga. Your roller coaster only got one loop, dog.
Yes,
what the fuck you doing? This ain't no roller coaster, nigga.
Right, it's a game, nigga. Am I in kitty land?
Right.
I need to be in the real land at Magic Mountain. You feel me?
Man.
But not only that, though, it's not about how much a person has. I want them to have something is my point. But I can meet someone that's richy rich, and I was dating someone who's not really richy rich, but he got it popping. I'm going to stick with who is the vibe is really with. It's not about the dollars and the cents, because guess what? We can make more dollars, and it will make sense. But I'm not finna get with someone based on that. I'm not for sale, and I actually make my own boat roll. So I'm already rolling. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if you're catching up with me, my nigga, and I'm in a yacht. How about that?
Right. That's true. Hey, all the snaps. All the snaps. Oh my. I love it every time. I love it.
let me ask Tiffany.
Yeah.
Tiffany, how do you date a broke dude?
My rule with broke dudes is I will go Dutch.
So you have a broke dude rule?
Yeah, like
okay, let's talk about
so the broke dude rule. Because again, when I say like I practice what I preach, like every man up to this point, every man that I've actually been in a relationship with, for a long period of time, I have built up. So for lack of better words, women talk about it as dating down. I was equal or more to them. So, like, I'm all about building up black men. I'm about that life. But, like, there's some certain rules to that, which is, yeah, you have to at least have demonstrated that you have a desire or a goal that you're working towards ambitiously. Because, and that's really the thing. Like, you can't just be broke and you're just broke, like, sitting on a couch, like, cool with being broke. As long as you demonstrate a desire to be more than just sitting on the couch.
You know one of the most influential and powerful men in the world is right now? The Dalai Lama.
Yeah, and he sit on and he
dead
sit and
broke.
meditates. Yeah,
he's dead broke.
He's dead broke, but he also actually is in an establishment where he still has food and housing every day.
He's broke,
right? But if you were,
I doubt the Dalai Lama got an ATM card.
No, he probably
broke.
doesn't. But so my point is, does he eat every day? And he has housing. He has a roof over his head.
Then
and
my
he's
point
broke.
would be this, Tiffany: what is feeding him? The substance of the man.
His followers.
No, the followers are responding to something.
Right. That's my point, though. But that's still a thing. Like, he still has an ability to provide what's necessary, food and housing.
But that's not a job.
I didn't say it had to be a job. I've actually multiple times on this show said it does not need to be in the form of an actual job to another human being.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying substance. A lot of times, substance does not qualify as like a relationship quality.
Right.
For a lot of people, sometimes substance does not qualify as a relationship quality. When you look at the basic prerequisites for what makes a man a catch, a lot of times it ain't got shit to do with character.
Right.
It has more to do with characteristics and statistics. Am I bullshitting?
No, you're right.
Statistics and characteristics get nigga pussy.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Now, somebody like the Dalai Lama, who is substantive, can move the world on some spirit shit to the point where he makes having a job irrelevant. And I just believe, especially women in America, are not tuned to pick up on substance.
True.
Yeah, because I wouldn't date the Dalai Lama. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, he ain't fucking anyway.
That's a problem. Yeah. That's the reason.
Shit, he's a monk.
I want to go out
You
and
already
have some
told
shots.
us you was wild.
No, yeah.
No, I love it though. I love it. Let me ask you a question, Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Would you date a broke dude have you dated a broke dude? And if you were dating a broke dude, how long does he have?
Okay. No, I have not dated a broke dude.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know necessarily how I would get into that situation. I'm gonna call that.
I don't know how.
like let's say
I don't even know how to talk to broke people. I don't even talk to homeless people.
No, it's just the truth. I don't know how it would come up, but let's say it did. I don't want to say I don't know how long it would take, but I can tell you I would almost lead by example. Like I'm a very motivated person, so I think one of two things are going to happen. If you see me grinding every day and you see me doing what I have to do, one of two things are going to happen. You're either going to A, catch up, or ask for help, whatever it may be. I'm going to see you start working. I'm going to see that you're trying, which is amazing. Or B, you're just going to fall behind and we're done.
Do you see the logic? I want you guys to listen to the logic.
Yeah, that's
323-230-4610. Did you guys hear that? Let me just ask. Ladies, do you all agree with what she just said?
I mean, to some of it, to a point. Like you said, my whole thing is like, again, I'm someone who is habitually, actually, I'm not against dating broke people, because as long as I can recognize, like you said, there's substance there, that like, that's not a place of being. It's just a place where your present state. Like, there's the I am broke, which defines your being, and you're just like, I'm the black man who the world is against me and nothing's in my favor, and I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna stew in it.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
I also do want to say
that was big. I like that. I want you to drill down on the difference between the victimhood mentality and the reality that exists of massive inequality when it comes to economics in America between the races. So there is a difference.
There's a huge gap, yes. I mean, you can see it in everything: finance, ownership, education, everything. Like, I come from a state where we actually are historically top 5 in turning out some of the best SAT and ACT scores, except that's only for white people. We still have one of the largest educational gaps, racially in the country. Explain that, how we can have the best education in the country, but only for white people. Explain that. Yeah. So, yeah, that's real. And so that's why I say when dating, I'm like, I'm cool with dating someone who's broke right now, but in your substance, are you a black man who's like, these are the real barriers, but I'm going to try despite. That's how I really determine if but you don't. That's the difference with a lot of black men. There's a lot of black men who just want you to listen to them complain all day, and that's their determining factor of if you're a ride or die black woman or not, if you're basically going to sit there and stew and cry with them. I'm not going to stew and cry with you. I'll listen to you today, lift you up today, because that's what you need. Like, everybody has a rough day. Like, you got a ticket and they didn't hire me on a job. I did 15 applications. I didn't get no interviews. Baby, I feel you. The system is fucked. Yeah, the man is the shit.
But see, I think it's also
and then the
easy.
Next day be like, oh, but what do we need to do today? Can we try again?
Yeah, but I think it's all too easy to wipe that away as victimhood and blaming, when in fact, as the Honorable Minister Farrakhan said on numerous occasions, do you really know how difficult it is to be a black man?
No, and I will never claim to. I sure the hell don't.
Like, in all aspects of living, like,
right.
Like, Jesus. So, I mean, first off, black men don't really do really well in corporate America without a high level of capitulation and tolerance for the bullshit from the higher ups.
Yes.
Yeah.
And men in general, don't get down like that.
Right.
You got a few times to talk reckless to me.
Right.
Then we have a situation. Houston, we have a situation. And I'm just saying, women in general think the bigger picture more so than men do, in terms of, I'm not finna lose my job because my boss is an asshole. I'm going to hold it in and take it out on somebody back out at the house. Right. I'm going to go home with a motherfucking attitude. I'm not finna let this nigga see me crack because he signed my goddamn check.
Right.
And the shit I want to say to his ass, I can't really say to this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Men, on the other hand, be like, say one more thing, nigga.
Right.
Or they don't even say that. They'll say one more thing in their head. And then one more thing is said, and furniture is moving at the job site.
I will say if the furniture moves, again, as in I do, like I'm never going to claim I know black man struggle because that would just be the most ignorant statement someone could make and that'd be dumb. But what I will say is I have empathy towards what I don't know. So I have empathy towards you for not knowing how hard it really is. And that's where I say I'm a little militant. Like my ex got comfortable at his last job after years and finally then chose to grow out his hair into dreads. Because that was a conversation. Like you in corporate America, you can't just have dreads. Like America's made that very clear. You just can't have dreads. We don't see it as professional. It's not popping. Don't braid your hair. It's not okay. Like they're not going to write it in an HR manual, but they're sure the hell going to make you know that that's not okay, right? So we had a conversation. He grew out his dreads. He was at that job for a long time.
You told your dude to grow out his dreads?
I said if he feels comfortable to grow them out, that's his choice. But that's because he was on the job for a long time. But the punchline to the story is then he grew them out. I was in love with them. Like, oh, dreads. Like, yes, brother, I'm glad you're in a job where they let you grow out your dreads. You're comfortable with your dreads. And then the time came where he was like, well, I want to start looking elsewhere to upgrade this life. And I was like, okay. And he was like, I think I need to cut these things off. And I was like, oh, you are right. Because that's just the world we live in. You might have to cut them off to get the upgrade. I said, but I love them. And I don't need you to upgrade in that way if you don't want to. So the conversation I'd had with him was if you want to stay in this job and not have to cut the hair to do what you want to do, I support that as a black woman. I'm not telling you, yeah, just to get a better job, you better cut those things off because that's the way the world is. No. I'm like, when I practice what I preach for real, I was like, well, babe, I really like these things. I don't like the system we live in. I would love to think you could get a new job with these on your head.
Got you.
But you might not. You know, we were working towards him getting his own business and all that. So I was like, maybe just keep those things.
So let me just ask a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Sisters, can you be in a serious relationship with a full-time student living off of financial aid?
Yeah.
Yeah?
As long as you use your meal card to buy me a meal every once in a while. Can I come on campus?
Because he has a future, and I mean, he's trying to do something.
So are you dating him or the future?
I'm dating him, but at least I see that he sees the future. Some people see nothing.
Ooh, say more. Go deeper.
So the people that see nothing, I can't mess with you. If you have no goals for yourself and no ideas of where your future is going, then you're really not the type of person for me.
Right.
I know where I'm going, and I'm trying to go a lot of places, so we won't understand each other anyway. We're on two different streets.
We don't speak the same language, bro.
Right. I'm on a different avenue and everything, so that's going to be something that will not work out for me. But if he's going after something, I like who he is, I like his swag, the potential, and believe me, we're going to find some other ways to get some bread.
All right. We got to get some callers in here. Welcome to the Voice of Reason. Phone callers, we're going to come to you right now. True or false? Broke men are only good for complicated situationships. They're only good for complicated situationships. No, you're not good for relationships, my nigga. You're only good for complicated I got a situation with this nigga. Jesus. He on the couch. 323-230-4610. Callers, welcome to the Voice of Reason. I'm Zoe Williams. Speak on it. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, what's happening, man? You on the line. Speak on it.
Hey, what's going on? So glad to be on, man.
Hey, what's happening, bro?
Hey, chillin', man. So, I basically just wanted to speak on what you just mentioned about capitalism and culture and economic value. I feel like, if we're talking just black women in general, are you gonna start changing your standards as far as black men are concerned? Because there's not a lot of us in the upper echelon as far as the economic scale is concerned. So, is it a question of values too? Are black women willing to date a good brother, but who happens to be a garbage man, pays all his taxes on time, treats you well and all that? How long are you going to persist with this type of dude?
Ow. He want to know, are you going to change your standards?
Well, the garbage man, that's a pretty good job.
That is a really good job.
First of all,
honestly.
that's a good job. I mean, at the end of the day, let me tell you something.
Mimi got sense though. Now hold on. Let me just preface Mimi. Mimi, I done told y'all, is that seasoned skillet.
Yes.
So she know. There are a lot of women that be like, a garbage man, get the fuck out of here.
That's a
I
city job.
promise
That's a
you,
government job.
There
That's
are a
good
lot
job.
of women that's like, get the fuck out of here.
Right. Right.
So speak on it, Mimi.
But that's a city job, first of all. And so you know how hard it is for him to get fired from the city?
Hey.
Shit. So, I mean, he has a pension. He has goals. You said he treats me good. See, that's the main thing. See, you can have somebody with a bunch of money and they don't treat you good. I mean, I want money. Don't get it twisted. I'm going to get money myself. But I'm also saying is like, it's all about how someone treats you. Someone could have a bunch of money, but they don't respect you. I more or less want you to respect me. Then therefore, that's even more than money because you're doing for me what money can't even buy. Money can't buy respect or love. So if you have both of those things, then I can work with you. Now, if you're not bringing anything to the table, then we got a problem.
Or on the flip side, I have dated someone who was very well off, but he was an amazing man. We just didn't click. You know, we just weren't that. And so it wasn't doing anything wrong, but I just wasn't there.
Let me ask all of y'all this. What about the brother that has a 9-to-5 gig, making $12 to $15 an hour, working a 40-hour week?
That's what my man does right now.
Well, you're 12, so that don't.
Well, I mean, but that's there's nothing wrong with that because if you don't, if you're working and you know, whatever, you're 40 hours a week, let's say if you do want to do more, you know, you can. That doesn't mean that you're not doing anything with your life. Like my man, he puts whatever he has aside and he's working on what he wants to accomplish for himself on the side. You can do it all.
Well, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Tiffany?
Right. Like, I don't know. Maybe
y'all
it's just the
all
listeners.
saying, yeah,
No,
sure. Y'all
this
know
is the
good
problem.
well. Y'all
Yeah,
be like,
because again,
ass out of here.
one, I think people think my ex, like any of my exes, like were 6-figure people. Like, nah, none of them are. So I don't know why. I don't know. The world got me messed up thinking I'm like over here gold digging or something. Like, no, not at all. Like, the majority of men I've dated have made under $20 an hour, period, with or without a degree. Being black is real.
Y'all gonna have to find another way to be happy. I'm telling you right now.
No, I'm saying, and I was happy with all of them. That's my whole point. Like,
Come
money,
on, baby. Let's share this bowl of cream.
money is not the determining factor for a relationship. Again, your ability to demonstrate your ambition is. Again, so for my whole life motto,
I ain't fucking with none of that.
I like to
thing is-
enjoy life too much. I'm
Yeah.
going to do my thing. I mean, but I take myself out. You feel me? I can
No,
leave
that
here and go to
and-
Killer Shrimp or wherever the heck I want to go. Like,
Right.
that's just the way I live my life. So if you can't really live life with me like that, I'm going to start feeling some kind of way, to
You
be
gotta-
honest with you. Because, I mean, that's how I'm living anyway. I
That's
mean,
why
you
I
get
love
what I'm trying to
Mimi.
say? Like, I live my life. If tomorrow I decide I want to go to Roof Chris at 6 p.m. because
What's
I want
happening?
a filet mignon
Right.
and some lobster macaroni and cheese and some spinach, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
So,
So
if you
do
can't-
you
And I ain't picking up your
you
tab.
have a time period, like in where you should see some progress when you're dating?
Listen, let me just say this. Let me answer that.
Okay.
You motherfuckers ain't my professor. Y'all ain't checking my progress reports. Y'all not grading my advancement. See, that's the problem right there. Let me see your work, nigga. Let me see what you've been working on.
No, son. If we've been together
How many
4
job
months and you
interviews you
haven't
been
done
on?
anything new, nah.
No, so okay, that's where I'm like I feel in between because again, Mimi is older and more established in general, and that's where like I feel like I'm in the middle because I do eventually want a man who can do equal to me, equal, and that's what I'm saying. Like right now, I'm not gonna expect a man to have more or do more than I do for myself, and I don't do that much.
Okay, wait a minute. I just think that's illogical on the Spock side of the game. If there is inequality in economics that separates the races, how then can you seek someone doing equal to you?
No, again, eventually, not when we first start.
But that's what I'm saying. If by the sheer numbers alone, inequality exists.
Because
within
I
the
helped you
system.
break it. Again, I didn't say equal in the beginning. Because again, my whole thing is like what I didn't finish is like, yeah, I will go half with you or just change what we do to accommodate what we're both able to do. Like, yeah, I do like to vacation. I do like to go on trips. So I might tell you in 6 months I'm going on a trip, and you know you have 6 months to save to come with or whatever.
Tiffany,
but also I might just not go on dates. Then we might just be a Netflix and chill family.
Tiffany, if you my woman, you can't say, "Oh, I'm planning on going somewhere in 6 months." Who the fuck you talking to?
I'm saying if we're just casually dating, if we're really together, again, y'all miss the point that like I've paid for my man to go on a trip with me. Like I paid for my ex. I paid for us to go on a trip.
I just
you know what I'm
feel
saying? Like here's the deal. I'm a different kind of girl and I understand some of this stuff. So I'm like, again, if I really vibe with you, I'm going to do different things, but that's not the girl you get on date one. You don't get ride or die everything for life on date one.
Exactly.
You just don't.
You don't get exclusivity on date one.
No, and I don't expect none of that. So
here's the thing. I just feel like 2 years later, we should not be in the same place. Neither one of us. That's how I really feel.
Y'all got to stop judging life like that.
No,
that's
you
why
have
you,
to
that's
be.
why you miss a lot of life.
No,
You wake
and I'm not
up one
even
day
talking about
realizing
career.
you were
I'm not.
chasing some shit.
I'm not even talking about career, but we just can't. We cannot be on the couch 2 years later. You
Okay,
can just
so
not,
hold on
or
one second.
mentally, you just can't.
All right, so hold on one second, ladies, because you guys
That's
are
called
really
stagnant.
turned up. Let's get Jeff Brown in here.
Yay, Jeff!
Is Jeff on? Do you see him? It should be a 310 number. Jeff, call one more time because he's trying to get in. So it should be a 310 number. No, I ain't gonna let you call him because I had to take the show down because when you let him in, his number flashed. And everybody saw it was like, Jeff. So Jeff, call again. I know you're listening. All right. PT Cruiser just gave us $5.
Hey.
Another brother named Trey. Hey, let me tell you something. Trey is the homie. Okay? Trey is the homie. You got him? Okay, Trey is the homie. Trey signed up a few months ago for my coaching. And he picked up 3 coaching sessions. And then I saw in my app, he left me a review.
Ooh.
For my coaching, and it was an amazing review. I was like, damn, nigga, you should have texted me that. I didn't even know, but it was an amazing review. I'm glad I was able to help that brother. Thanks, Trey, and thanks for the $10 donation. Super Chat is live on YouTube. We're broadcasting live through YouTube right now. We want you to continue to donate. There are a lot of people in the chat room watching us. The show is lit right now. We got Jeff Brown on the line. Jeffrey!
Hey.
Yo, Zometheus, what's going on?
Come on, man. Get up in here, man, and spit that truth.
Hey, ladies.
Hey.
They said that shit in unison like, fuck you.
No, I'm excited to hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
Okay. First, let me say that, broke is a state of finance. Poor is a state of mind. It sounds like y'all don't want to date poor men, and you are confusing them with broke men. A mistake that this one lady did not make when she met a man that she was working with. He was dead broke with holes in his shoes and the floor of his car. Today, that man's name is Barack Obama. With the logic I hear flying around in the room with you ladies, none of you would have got the chance to meet the king of Zamunda. You wouldn't.
Well, they were very young at that time. So when you're younger, you accept different things. I mean, when you're young, your boyfriend can have a bicycle and you still like him. So that's a different state of mind when you're younger. So I do agree with what you're saying, but I'm just putting that part into it because they met at a very young age, and that makes a difference on how all of us think, I believe.
Which Tiff did touch on. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I like that.
All right, fine.
I like that.
How about the fact that black women, not white women, not Asian women, not Puerto Rican women, or any other of the women who are in line to fuck black men, black women outnumber us 8.5 to 1. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. If this dude that you are looking for, who has all of or most of his shit together, is the only dude that can date that you will consider dating, how many of you are open to sharing that dude?
Of them. No.
Yes, now I am. My whole mindset has changed.
No. And I know that's an issue.
Well, I realize that's an issue.
Yes, Jeff. Man,
Thinking.
this transition has changed me altogether.
Wait, listen, baby. Listen. Go ahead. Say again.
with the thinking that you will not share this dude, I submit to you that women who think like you are going to spend many weekends with watching Waiting to Exhale on Fire Stick and feeding both of their cats by hand.
Fancy feast.
Yes, fancy feast for one cat and a vibrator for the other.
Wow.
Yes, because there are plenty of brothers, including the brother on this phone. When I met my wife, the woman who I will not in public tell you how much money the two of us have amassed now, I was dead fucking broke. I was 4 months off of being homeless when I met my wife. If she thought like the women in this room, I would not own the buildings I own. I would not own the real estate that I own. I would not own the corporation that I own, because she would think like y'all. And if she thought like y'all, she'd probably be single. That's why it's very true. I know more than 10 women that fit this description. Over 40, well paid, fine as Persian cat hair by themselves. Because you are using values, you're using Western values to gauge the same man who has been fucked over by Western values. And that doesn't really work very well. Stop looking. You keep mixing. Y'all are mixing the poor dude with the broke dude. And what I am telling you is that there are plenty of dudes who are ambitious, who are intelligent, who are upwardly mobile, that are over 35, that right now are dead fucking broke. And not because they sitting on the couch playing PlayStation, riding around in their mama or their girlfriend's car. It is because there is a system in place, and which leads me to question number 2. How you going to gauge your man when yes, ladies. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you. I done told you the protocol, Jeff. We can't talk while you're talking and people hear you.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
All right. Last question. Ladies, by your present scale, how will you gauge your man when the dollar crashes?
Well, I don't just...
Women are like, the dollar ain't crashing, nigga. Are you crazy? Nigga, we good, my nigga.
Yeah, it's already worthless. We're already operating on behavior.
I mean,
when the government decides that we are going to go to one world dollars, to one world currency rather, and the time between that gets 70 years, how are you going to gauge your man when dollars are worthless?
I mean, we've already talked about...
They're going to answer you now.
The first thing that I wanted to say was when you said ambition, and I think every female here, every woman here said that broke and being ambitious, that is fine. You know, that there was no issue with that. What we said was when you come to the table, no matter what situation you're in, we just need to know that you want something more. We just need to know that you're working towards something more. And we'll be there. We'll be the backbone. But, and then to your last question.
Well, let's wait. Let's dig into that.
What? Okay.
What does
that ain't what it sound like I heard.
Yeah, well, then you didn't hear it right. Because each one of us said the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I'll play the tape later.
Yes, please do.
Y'all are talking about, y'all are mixing dudes.
No.
Y'all are mixing the poor dude with the broke dude.
No.
To walk up with.
Because even Zoe told me
to take you out. If I have to be able to sometimes buy you something while I'm at USC.
Well, that was a joke she made. That was a particular person,
Okay, well, yeah. I'm talking about that dude. I'm talking about the fact that the most important woman in my life is my mother. And it didn't cost me shit to get to know her.
Well, your mother had you, and that's a different relationship than when you meet someone that you don't know, and you don't know where that relationship is going, and how you look at that.
I have been with my wife going on 10 years.
I didn't say.
First met her, I didn't have a down payment on a goddamn paperclip.
Well, my first boyfriend was broke as well, and I showed him what Versace was. I showed him what everything was in life, and we grew together, and he became very wealthy himself. All I'm saying is that today I'm up in age, right? I'm not that old, but I'm not.
Don't put it out 30. There, Mimi.
I ain't 30. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm not gonna put it out there. Wait. So listen. So
what happened?
Nothing happened. I'm explaining it. What happened?
He said, "What happened to the wealthy dude?"
Oh, well, he became my stalker, and I had to get a restraining order on him.
Okay, that's what happened, Jeff. We don't want to go.
I had to get a restraining order. So he's so in love still to this day. So, but can I finish my point? I mean, I know you were talking, but I was trying to get my point. You asked a question, and I never got to answer it.
I apologize for interrupting you after you interrupted me. Go ahead.
Well, no, it was my turn. You've been talking like minutes ago, and he asked the ladies because you had a question. So I'm answering the question that you had, from my understanding, when you reversed the tape. Okay, so basically, I will date someone and help build them up, but they have to want to be built. Some people don't want to be built. They like being on SSI, whatever they're doing, whatever they're getting. I'm not hating on it. That's their thing. But I want, if he is on SSI, let's on the side, let me put some stuff in my name, and we can still get the hustle going. I mean, I'm willing to work with you to build that game. Like I'm with the business. You feel me? Like if I'm into you, I'm down for the cause. So even if he's on such and such and such and such, believe me, we can find a way to make more money. So I'm down with that. But if you're broke and you don't want anything and you're happy with how it is for you and you complain all day and you depress me, that's not a good relationship to be in.
Okay,
right, and I think Jeff covered that.
How does that guy get within 300 feet of you if your intuition is intact?
Ooh,
that's a great question.
Wow, that's a great question.
Well, go ahead.
No. Well, if you have an answer, go ahead.
I have one. Go ahead.
Okay. No, what I was just gonna say that is why earlier when I first started speaking, I said I don't know how that would happen, because what I would like to say is it is like a vibe, and if you step to me correct and there's something that clicks, but here's the thing, we would somehow have to almost not know that's your current situation, and when I'm getting to know you, that's definitely going to come up. So I understand that question and how that can be like sticky. That's all I was going to say. Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, I understand.
Randall Crawley L on Twitter at Studio 7 Design says, no one is answering Jeff Brown's question.
Okay.
They don't think about the dollar crashing. And then he said, is money equivalent to manhood to them?
Okay. So here's the thing.
That was heavy.
So I don't know if anybody really be listening. Like, again, I built up people, and it's not even necessarily on money. So here's the thing. If you're really showing me you have an ability to provide in general, and this is like a real, like, we've made it past dating, and we are monogamous, and we have made an understanding, a declaration, we're building something together, then you have demonstrated you have an ability to build, right? So if the dollar crashes, that means we have something between us. That means we're going to survive regardless. That's why I said you need to have an ability and an ambition, because if the dollar crashes, it doesn't matter, because, okay, we at least have the deed to this house or this car, and it doesn't matter. We like at least have this property, even if it has no value in American dollars. Like, this is my space.
What?
And we don't need the dollars then, because between the two of us, we are going to survive. We're going to find a way. Are we going to plant our own crops? Are we going to grow our own shit? Right. Are we going to figure out how to make food? Do we know how to make clothes, or do we know people who know how to make clothes? Like,
and by this time,
wait a second. Like, I really am with a man that we're going to do it together.
Okay, you guys, hold on. My crew in here, hold on 1 second, Jeff. Jeff, hold on. I'm going to come right to you. My crew in here, you guys got to let the caller talk.
Okay.
Y'all can't just keep running through the caller.
Okay.
Y'all, come on now. Jeff, finish your thought and get your ass out the way so they can talk.
Absolutely. That's a great answer to another question. That's the answer to this question. How will you survive with the good man you have chosen after the dollar crashes? That's the answer to that question. Here's this question again. Ladies, what will you use to judge your man on when the dollar or men buy? What will you judge? What will you use to judge a prospective suitor by when the dollar crashes?
All right. Well, when the dollar crashes, I'm going to still use the same intuition when it comes to when I meet someone. They make me smile. They're charismatic, and we have a bond that money can't buy. So that'll be the person that I would actually be with, and we would build together even when the dollar crashes, so that we could have more. As a matter of fact, that's when I'm going to see what's inside of him, and that's when he's going to see what's inside of me, because we'll both have our backs against the wall because the dollar has crashed it. And at that point, when the dollar crashes, we'll put all our resources together and we'll do what we have to do so that we could be sustained in a time as of which you're mentioning. You know what I mean? So we would just ride or die, Bonnie and Clyde.
Kind of in short character.
That's two different guys.
No, it's not. Not if. Let me tell you what. See, I'm gonna tell you about me. Okay, so I'm a rider, right? Period. So he not a rider. I'm a ride and push this nigga. Okay, because I'm getting mine. I don't know about what girls y'all know and who you date and who you know about. But let me tell you about Shelly, and I'm going into my other name.
Shelly, my name.
Yeah, Shelly.
Word up.
You know what
Let
I'm
the
saying?
thug out, Shelly.
You know what I mean? Like I'm a rider. Period. From day one, that's who I am. So I'm gonna make $1 out of 15 cents. You know what I'm trying to say? So if I'm with a guy, a man, my mate, I'm gonna build with him. Even if he doesn't know what to do, I'm gonna put him with the people to do what he needs to do. I'm very, very resourceful. Because
oh my God. Okay.
Look. In
Wait,
general,
hold on, Jeff. I'm coming to you. Let me set you up, Jeff. I'm coming.
Okay. I'm not going to sit back and just have nothing, Jeff, is all I'm saying to you. So whatever it takes at that moment, that's what's going to happen. When that time comes, I'll give you the rest of the answer. It hasn't happened. But one thing I'll know is that I'll never sit down and lay down and let the world just pull me under. I'm going to always ride it out.
Wow. Jeff Brown, please step in and bring clarity.
God. Okay. You said when the dollar crashes, don't go with the charismatic dude that makes you smile. I have 4 nieces and 2 nephews by deadbeat charismatic dudes that made my cousins smile. That's a different dude. Again, I cannot, without it being deprogrammed, the Western African female has been programmed to choose her man by qualifiers that have to do with successful white men. These qualifiers have nothing to do with successful men, period. Successful white men. I didn't hear anybody bring up his connection to source. I didn't hear anybody bring up his ability to lead. I did not hear anybody bring up, I did hear people bring up how much he respects me. I did hear that. I heard how much he entertains me, because the biggest sin for a woman, you can cheat on a woman forever. You can never bore her. She'll forgive you for fucking around. She will not forgive you for being a boring fuck. I haven't heard anything about his views on raising children, his views on finance, his views on death, his views on who God is. Question, ladies. If 3 plus 2 equals 6, and that's 5, rather. If 3 plus 2 equals 5, and let's say 5 is the destination where we're going. 3 plus 2 equals 5. And I say 4 plus 1 equals 5. Which one of us is right?
Man, everybody's right, Jeff. Hurry up, man. Shit.
Okay.
Where did he go?
I'm here. I was waiting on responses.
Oh. Well, what I was going to say, Jeff, is you
I
asked like a really singular question. It wasn't necessarily open-ended for us to expand to that depth. But what I will say to answer some of your questions is that when or if the dollar collapses, what would I use to judge the character of a man is the difference between a man who says, oh shit, and he's running around with his head chopped off like most men will and all Americans, and that will be expected. Or if the man says, well, now what do we do? Because the person who's looking to solve solutions or even willing to ask the questions versus just stay in crisis mode is the kind of man I want to be with. Wow. Yes, it's a given. No man's going to talk to me on a deep level besides maybe just getting in these pants if you don't have an understanding of spirituality and God and your beliefs. And I don't think you have the ability to have a child and be a good father and the other aspects. Like that's, to me, that's a given. But really the real determining factor of a man to me is, and how do you figure out if they have that victim mentality, is if he's always saying, blame it on someone else, or sitting there with his head chopped off, or he's always in crisis mode, or a man who's like, well, now what do I do?
No, I can smoke a bag of that, and that's a great point. Let me do this. Jeff,
absolutely.
We got to let you ride, man, but thank you
man.
For jumping in and adding your sauce to what was going down,
that's
man.
Right.
We appreciate
that's
that.
Right.
We do. Thank you.
That's right.
Do I tell them now, brother, or do I wait?
What'd you say? Say again?
I said a lot of my thoughts finna be loose. Do I tell them now, or do we wait?
Well, you can tell them now. Go ahead. Put it on the speaker so they can hear this.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming very, very soon, executive produced by the one and only Mr. Zoe Williams, The Inappropriate Hour with Jeff Brown. There will be a show, and it will be fucking ignorant.
Jeff, and tell them where it's going to air. Tell them where you going to air at.
It's going to be on Dash Radio. It's going to be right there. Right there. Yes, it's going down like 4 flat tires. Just wait. I'm working on it as we speak. I am working on it as we speak. It's going to be a great show. And thank you, Zoe, for the opportunity, though.
Come on, man. It ain't nothing for the homie. Jeff.
That's right.
Yeah.
We had a meeting today, man. We got Jeff in here to Dash Radio in a month. The Inappropriate Hour with Jeff.
That's
We're
right.
gonna make sure he got enough room to talk over everybody.
Right.
That's my dog. That's how we get down. Listen, this shit is crazy because Jeff, he throws knuckleballs, intellectual knuckleballs, curveballs. They move, and you think he's going to be right here on this side of the bat and on the base, and then it switches to he's swinging it air.
Right.
The dude but he's brilliant,
Yes.
and I love, his mind and the way he thinks. But he brought us something that I think is, I don't think women know how to qualify manhood without his wallet. And the reality of it is because women are conditioned and socialized in a capitalist society. So the wallet is part of the critique, the criteria. But if women understood how to qualify what manhood is, most women would want to be with somebody like Bear Grylls. Now, you guys know Bear Grylls,
yes,
right?
The survivalist guy on the show who be doing all the things with the stuff and eating weird bugs and stuff.
Because the reality of it is, like, this is what makes me worry. This is what makes me concerned about women. And not just women, but men and everybody here on the planet, right? Do you know we're going through currently our 6th mass extinction? Did you know the planet Earth is going through its 6th mass extinction?
I did not know that.
Nope.
You see what I mean? Like, we all about our fucking business. My apartment building and, my insurance, and he's dope because he got a job. But what about the survivalist?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've done shows based on, do you have a bug out bag?
Yes.
Do you guys plan for natural disasters?
Yes.
That's why I want to learn how to fly a helicopter.
And then when we see weird white people who got underground shelters and 6, they got like 6 stories of food and canned goods and water for 6 or 7 years. Like, this is real shit.
Yes.
We are currently, the planet Earth in its 6th mass extinction period. There have been 5 other mass extinction periods. Like, do you understand? Like the planet Earth moves in cycles that are hundreds, tens of thousands of years. Listen, y'all remember Sarah, who was on the show?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Sarah West.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sarah was just at what is that? Yellowstone.
Yep.
But didn't know that underneath Yellowstone is the world's largest caldera.
Ooh, I didn't know that either. Very cool.
That ain't cool.
It's
That's
so cool.
the caldera is a world ender. If it goes off, the world is over. Now, this is what y'all don't know. If you go to the U.S. Geological website, you can see that they be having hella red alerts. You know, Yellowstone is swelling. What the fuck? The ground is swelling? Yes.
Yes.
And the shit done swole up 8 inches since last night. Could
Well,
it
damn,
be
that's
an
a lot.
eruption? It'd be like shit like that.
Shit, that's a lie.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But you don't see that shit in the news.
No.
But this is real talk. This is real talk. That caldera go off, we all fucked off. And you better hope your man can fish, can kill, can
Yes.
hunt, can do
Yes.
all type of shit.
Black man. Come
My
on.
man can't. He's a city boy.
Exactly. And that motherfucker gonna be looking at you.
Sucks to be you.
Got
Okay.
a fucking New Yorker in this. Yeah, you're a city boy too, so don't you sit here and act like you know how to fish.
No, I'm just and
said Boy
listen.
Scout.
And listen,
Right.
I'm not trying to be a fear monger. But if you notice, I'm just saying, but if you notice, what's my guy? Al Gore coming out with an inconvenient truth, an inconvenient truth, part 2. He's like, you remember that shit I was talking about 10 years ago? Well, the shit's even worse now.
Right.
Now what's up? So a lot of times we be so caught up on the illusion of money that the relationships are not predicated on anything substantive.
Right.
Number 1, survival is substantive. That's number 1. Like we think money is survival.
No.
But it's not. First off, I don't care how much money you got. Jay-Z already proved it at least incrementally in his song Still Nigga. Don't matter what level you get to, you still a nigga. Don't matter how much bread you got, you still a nigga, my nigga.
Yes.
Right.
Now understand this about money and power. Just because you got money don't mean you got power.
Yes.
Especially if you a nigga.
Right.
Right.
And the moment you try to use your money to get power, the system goes, what the fuck you doing, nigga? I said you could have money. I did not say you could have power. Now you and your wife or your girls or the bitches you cheating on, all you motherfuckers just enjoy that mansion we allowed you to have.
Right.
And get a motherfucker, get them all some Versace bags and shit like that. But don't try to get no power. You see the difference?
Yes.
So I think that's where Jeff was coming from when he asked the question, what is your definition of manhood without money? Because when you have people like John Kerry and other, prominent politicians already saying, well, we can now see the end of the dollar. Like the average sister, whether she went to school or not, doesn't really know that the dollar is a fiat currency, and the history of global fiat currencies is that they've all returned to zero wealth.
Yes.
They start off worth something, and then they all return to zero wealth. Now, the dollar currently today is worth a few cents. So it costs the exact same amount to print a $100 bill than it does to print a $1 bill. They're worth the same cents.
Yeah.
This is why money back in the day, like if you had $100,000 back in the day, they say, well, $100,000 back in the day is worth, $2 million now. That's because the steady depreciation of the dollar. So we put, and I'm saying to the sisters, you got to stop putting so much emphasis on bread. You got to understand, yes, it is necessity. Yes, this is how we buy oodles and noodles, my nigga. This is how we get oodles and noodles. But until we learn how to consolidate our resources, work together, and actually build some shit. I mentioned this earlier today. Farrakhan. Farrakhan was like, all these motherfuckers in college, nobody taking agriculture.
Right. Oh my God.
Y'all better go take some agriculture instead of getting a motherfucking sociology degree.
Right.
Fuck you gonna do with a sociology degree?
Man.
You in demand all over the world. You come out of any school with an agriculture degree. Niggas need to learn how to eat.
Botany.
And need to know how to deal with, oh shit, I'm in trouble. I need to use this knowledge to save my life.
Right.
How you gonna have a sociology degree in a motherfucking mass extinction? How's that gonna help you?
Right. Well, I know how to cook and I know how to kill some things. So we're gonna
Girl,
cook
yes,
and kill.
both.
And then on top of that, though, I wanted to say this earlier because I think the conversation went to the left, and I want to make sure I put this out there. If I'm eating good, my man is eating good. Ain't no way in the world I'm sitting here eating this and he ain't eating what I'm eating.
Right.
If I'm with my homegirls, the same thing. If I'm eating, she eating. We not gonna be out and about and she ain't got no bread and I got money to buy food. We all eating, and we all eating what I thought I was gonna have. I'm not gonna downgrade it because there's others around. I'm gonna keep it popping. You know what I'm saying? I believe if you're together, you're supposed to help each other on every level of the game. You need gas. We need to put gas in this motherfucker because we need to keep rolling. So at the end of the day, you know, that's what it's all about.
This is my Mimi dance.
Yeah.
Because Mimi, I'm going to tell you right now, Mimi is right hand high for you, nigga. She
Right.
like this, nigga.
She
We
is.
rocking with you, nigga.
Yeah, we finna do this shit. I mean, and in my life, I've noticed that a lot of men that are wealthy, they go through trials and tribulations where they could be wealthy and then go all the way to the bottom. You can meet them when they're broke, but they're still wealthy inside. So that same person that got broke will reach back different higher heights because he's going to take what he knows and those tools and still move ahead because his spirit says he's rich. It's all about what your spirit says you are. If your spirit says you're broke and that's what you believe, you're going to stay broke. But if your spirit says I can make it, this is not who I am, I'm a king, you know, then that's what you're going to go after.
But this is why I went back to the Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama, listen, the Dalai Lama ain't the only one who did that.
Yeah.
It was Krishnamurti. Do you guys?
Yes.
I mention Krishnamurti all the time. When Krishnamurti was in his 20s, some baron from, I don't know, Austria or somewhere gave this brown dude from India who was taken from his father after his mother died, taken from his father by white people to England, educated in England. A baron from Austria gave him and his brother a castle and 5,000 acres because they worshiped him as a god.
Yeah.
Like, listen, it's unfortunate. The Dalai Lama ain't the only one. White people love substance.
Yes.
See, when you empty, you search for meaning.
Right.
So white people always just say, well, shit, I done jumped off a cliff. I done climbed Mount Everest. I done did everything there is to do on the recreation side of the game. I need meaning. So they go fuck with spirit to find meaning.
Yes.
And the people who fucking created spirit, whose spirit first emanated from, has been conditioned to look for superficial shit. We have turned, this is why I say our relationships are based on stimulation. We have turned what we gonna do into the main theme of our relationships. It's not even what we gonna learn. What am I gonna learn about myself? How can you help me reach a higher spiritual understanding of who the fuck I am?
Well, so one thing that I wanted to say when he was on the phone was, so I, again, with the whole spiritual growth, I've been researching like chakras lately, and so I'm interested in opening the first one, and it has to do with like, in order to do that, you have to let go of fear, which is a huge fucking thing. And I was like, fear, do you know how huge that is? And I mean simply just world fears. Like,
so let's drill down.
Yeah, like how am I going to pay my rent?
No, let's drill down. Let's drill down.
Yeah.
Let's just drill down.
Okay.
What is another code word for fear as it pertains to relationships?
What I can't control.
Trust. You motherfuckers are trust hunters. And this is why you can't be the motherfucking freak you want to be. This is why you can't open up the way you want to open up. This is why you can't be as vulnerable as you'd like to be, because you need certainties and guarantees. And there's one thing that don't exist in this motherfucker.
Guarantees.
Is certainties and guarantees.
Right. That part.
Right.
So how the fuck you want a certainty and a guarantee from your relationship, and your intimate relationships are part of the fabric of reality? Now this is about to get deep, goddammit.
Yeah.
Your relationship is a part of the fabric of reality.
Yes.
Werner Heisenberg figured out something called the uncertainty principle when trying to observe electrons. You know, you can only know one thing about a fucking electron. You could either know its momentum or its location. You can't know both. And that was called, you can, in terms of measurement, you can only measure how fast it's moving or exactly where it's at. You can't know both. So if uncertainty is built into the fabric of reality, how can trust be the centerpiece of intimacy?
And that's why
It's
I'm
trust
just like,
in fucking ideas.
and I'm just like, how is fear the first thing that you have to take care of in order to be spiritually move up?
Because
That's a
fear
huge
controls
one.
you.
No,
Like,
no.
Will Smith has a thing where he talks
I
about
logically understand,
Yeah.
but it's a huge
It's
one.
huge.
Like
Right.
we are motivated by fear.
Yes.
Everybody.
Wow. Everybody.
But I'm really
That's why
trying to
your
work on it, though.
relationships are unhappy.
If you're motivated by fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say, back to what Zoe was saying originally, and I think this is where I've come full force with this, like just being out in LA recently, is we're having conversations about women letting go of modern standards of measuring men. But men have to do the same.
True.
And so, like me, we have, it talks and it sounds like, okay, I measure men materialistically. I really don't. Like, I really try to measure you on character, or like our vibe and what's going on. Because again, like with my ex, like I helped him build his credit. Like I co-signed on a credit card, helped him build up his stuff. We agreed that like literally we would just do date night once a month for 2.5 years. Like we would only go out either a movie or a dinner, not both, for 2.5 years, because we were both working on paying off our debts and we were working towards getting a house. Not my ex-husband, but my ex before him. Like we just came into agreements, like, because we're not poor-minded, you know, that broke is just, our present situation is not even broke, but our choice to have a certain mindset and work towards something together, we made those agreements to make that happen. So that, like, my whole thing is, like, we came into that together. Like, I had to tell him, like, the money you do or don't have doesn't matter. Like, I had to teach him the materialistic, like, world isn't how I'm measuring you, because I'm like, because we have now built this vision together and we agree we're moving towards it together. So again, but my issue out here, even in LA, is that like men are still measuring them that way, and particularly black men. So you're telling me not to measure you that way, but you're still measuring yourself that way. And so I'm meeting a lot of depressed black men that are like out here struggling, and they're like, oh, it's hard to date because women won't date a broke man and all of that, and it's victimhood. And I'm like, listen, I'm telling you that don't matter to me.
You said a lot of stuff that was partially true. Jeff Brown has a response. He says the only thing that is certain most sisters ignore is their intuition.
Yeah, I agree. I've already admitted that's how I got to where I am.
I'm going to come back to this point because somebody just said the one thing that, I think it was a sister, the one thing that could foster trust in a relationship is consistency.
Right.
But again, relationships do not work on linear beliefs and ideas. They don't. Consistency can also lead to monotony.
True.
And boredom. See, a lot of
damn.
You
That's
see what I'm
true.
saying? So a lot of consistency is your catchword.
Yeah,
that's your catchword. You think, if he's consistent, he good. If he's consistent, we're bored.
But
all
consistent
of us.
in what is the key?
Right.
Consistent in trying, not necessarily succeeding or doing something the same way.
But this is what I believe. I really
Yeah.
believe it's about being consistent in the mask we keep up.
Right.
To other women, yeah, I agree 100%.
I'm just saying in general.
Yeah,
people
in general.
Of whatever you presented originally, that you're keeping up with
there
the
we go.
original face that you put on.
That's
because
right.
when you meet somebody, you meet that face. That's like an interview. They're giving you what you want to hear. They're trying to win you over. So everything they say is calculated.
Yes.
But as the relationship goes on, they become more relaxed. They see that you're getting sprung. They see that things are getting a little good. So they letting some of their hair down. They forgot some of them things they was acting like. As a matter of fact, they see you sprung. So really they doing them right now.
Right.
And then that's when it all starts coming out. Or they get a little loose with it. So either way it goes, the truth comes out later, but you're already sprung. It's already in, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's when they start loosening up, actually.
Right.
You
Oh,
know?
Mimi, you said something earlier that I think is also very important. And Jeff touched on it too. The mindset. There's a poverty mindset.
Yes.
There's a victimhood mindset. There's a blame game mindset.
Exactly.
But guess what? If y'all don't know the mindset of stillness, see, peace, be still.
It's the opposite of fear is peace.
First and foremost, so many people are doing. They think the process of doing is the process of living. That's why I say relationships are primarily based on stimulation. We need to be doing something. That's why I say, why is there always an end result? Well, where is this going? And we need to be progressing to the next level. What if it's just some superficial shit, that's just stimulation. You're saying keep the stimulation going. But the reality of it is nobody is really content. When's the last time you seen some content folk? Just may not have a lot, but content.
That's the greatest.
That's another level of being able to relate without the constant pressure of having to do something. What we doing? Where is this going? All that shit is predicated on economics in America. This is why you don't know what a meaningful man looks like outside of capitalism's gestalt, outside of the view that capitalism placed on him. You don't know what he looked like.
Well, he playing so many games, though. He don't know what he look like some of the damn time.
Right.
Shit, nigga, who are you,
Thank
nigga?
you.
Last week he was one nigga. Now you a new nigga this week. Figure this shit out and then holler back, youngin'. For real.
Thank
but,
you.
you know, but what I really noticed, though, on some real shit, like, I go through things in my life where I have bills or this and that, but I don't look at it like, oh, let me see who gonna do X, Y, Z. And I could easily do that type of stuff. I could easily not work so hard, but I like achieving things and I like achieving my goals. I'm the type of person, once I achieve one goal, I have another set of goals that I need to meet. I'm never content.
So really, it's not the goal. It's the process of manifestation.
Yes, and I actually see it, and then I achieve it, and I don't stop, and I don't let anything stop me. But I do it one step at a time. I don't just go from here like, okay, I live here and now I'm gonna be in a mansion. No, I go step by step, like building a house, and that's the same thing I do in a relationship. That's why any person I get in a relationship with is gonna be a team builder. Else there's no relationship to build. I'm not gonna push you the whole time. I need somebody we can push each other. Let me push him. He pushed me a couple of steps, and now we're doing some real stuff.
But now the question becomes, when does the pushing stop? Because it can't be perpetual pushing.
Well, I think that once, if you really are, me, myself, I can't even say when the pushing is going to stop because the person that I am, I never want to stop. And that's even in the relationship. If I love somebody, then we're going to still keep pushing and keep the fire going. It's not just easy to be in a relationship sometimes. Sometimes they may get on your nerves. They might have farted and stunk like a motherfucker. This nigga here.
Don't
you feel
ever
me?
fart,
You know
Mimi.
what I mean?
If you ever fart, my whole view will be like,
oh, it's over. It's over. So you know what? So on some real stuff, it's like, if they start doing certain things, but you love that person, so you're still looking past whatever it is you didn't like. Maybe their breath stinks some morning, but you still love him. It's not about the breath. It's about that person. So I said that to say, if you really love someone, whatever it is, if you're trying to buy a lot of property, you'll buy one property and then buy another one, and then you'll buy a building in my mind, I never stop until I'm ready to just travel, and then I'm gonna let all my other works become a machine and work for me. So even though I'm not working, the work is still being done. That's how I set my life up.
So one thing, I was actually sitting here thinking about myself and how I'm the same way, or I must do it. And for me, it's strictly just spiritually. So I was sitting here thinking like, well, that's not bad. Like to always want to be up here and do more. But then I thought to myself, actually, there is, again, like peace in just sitting. So let's say I'm at this level spiritually, and I just thought, well, maybe if I just stop and be happy at that moment, I will naturally grow.
So watch this. Let me give you this, because that's big. In the Quran, the holy book of the Muslims, says that Adam was created of hamun, black clay. He said Allah blew the breath of life into Adam's nostrils and said, kun fayakun, be and exist. See, that ain't no different than Yoda. There is no try, just do. See, people don't know how to just be.
Right.
We're always doing. Why? Because capitalism is predicated on accumulation. We've got to keep accumulating. If you notice, there's a big ass plastic island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean of all of our trash. If you notice, there's fucking whales and dolphins beaching themselves with stomachs full of plastic because of our incessant consumption and doing. We don't know what it means to be. Kun fayakun, be and exist. Somebody just hit me and said, is Zoe saying being consistent in being respectful, loyal, and honest? Is he saying that's being boring? No. First and foremost, find a real level of respect.
Right.
When you go and have you ever seen Mount Shasta? Active pyramid. Right? Or not pyramid, but it looks like a pyramid. Active volcano. It's majestic. I was driving by it once and I damn near crashed because I just kept looking. It's beautiful. It pulled out reverence. Like, that's powerful. How often do you find that in your intimate relationships? It's hard for you to find it in your intimate relationships because you got standards that are based on what you can get out of the person. You got principles based off of what you receive. So it's hard to find reverence in a person when you don't see them for what they are. You're seeing them for what they can do for you. So before you say, is Zoe saying being respectful and loyal and honest is boring? That's not what I'm saying. First, find real loyalty, because most people are loyal to options and not you. They're loyal to resources and not you. They're loyal to what you can do. The next thing, how many people you know who knows how to really be honest? Who knows how to be comfortable with being the truth within themselves and don't edit themselves at all around you? How many people you know like that?
Very few. But
so for him to say, am I saying that's boring? First off, get to that level and live there for some years before you can even say if this is boring or not. You know how rare it is to find people like that? Come on, man. You better listen in stereo. Oh, mono listening ass. Back to y'all.
Well,
I'll just say I recently actually made a post about this because everybody already established I'm in transition, and literally people ask me questions all the time and they'll be like, you the truth and you tell the truth. I very much own this. I tell the truth for me as of today. And the one thing I said was, I just want someone who can be honest in their truth and tell me when it's changed. Because I think that's what's really the problem with consistency is people, like we said, keeping up the mask of the thing they told you at the time you met them or whatever. And the more, especially spiritually, that I grow and the more that I'm willing to just sit in my being and like the pain and the frustration and the love and the peace is realizing truth is not constant, and the truth for you is not constant. So all I'm really looking for is another human being that's willing to be an ever-changing truth and communicate it. That the few people in my life where like we really are living judgment free in our truths is because we admit when that's changed every day. Like my closest homegirl will admit, like one day we were like, yeah, money was everything until it wasn't. You know, we're like, stability was everything until it wasn't. Sex was everything until it wasn't. Like, we just be truth and honest with each other.
This is your pussy until it ain't.
Right. For real.
Right.
Like,
whose pussy is this? Yours for now,
for
my
right
nigga.
this moment.
Yeah, when women start saying that shit during sex, now I know we living in the truth. It's yours this evening, my nigga.
Right.
This evening, this is your pussy. We got to start doing it.
I'm just saying, like, truth is not constant, and a lot of us act like it is in relationships. That where people get their feelings hurt. Like, this is my truth as of today. And I agree to and commit to telling you if it and when it's changed. And that's where, like, I think that was the demise of my relationship was, like, the truth changed a lot and it just did not get communicated. So we're operating on different truths and different rules and different realities. So just be honest. And a lot of people don't have enough self-reflection to do that, though. Like, women is lying to themselves everywhere. So it's hard for them to be honest with men when they freaking don't know themselves. They don't know the truth for themselves. So, yeah.
Man, I'm going to tell you, man, at the end of the day, if you want to be happy in relationship, like if you really, really, really want to be happy, it's an inside job.
Yes.
Like, you really got to like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many people don't like themselves?
Oh, yes. Lord.
And then find a way. Listen. You know how many broken men there are who build up who the fuck they think women want to see them to be?
Please stop.
Yeah.
So they can get that pussy and then you give it to them? Because lies work on that pussy better than the truth does most times? Listen, if we were living in a society that was based on the development of internal fortitude, and women live, and we lived in a society where women developed their intuition to be able to judge the quality of a man on his character and not his characteristics. Do you know what kind of relationships we would have? The relationships are fucked up because women have accepted the standards of commerce, of capitalism. Money is the great relationship equalizer. If Jermaine Dupri wasn't Jermaine Dupri, maybe he woulda.
No.
No. You see, y'all thought I was going somewhere else. Y'all thought because he looked like.
No, it wasn't looks. No.
But let me say this: maybe it was Jermaine's artist that called out to Janet. Maybe two artists got together, and a lot of people thought automatically, well, that nigga got Janet because he got millions and he's a producer. But maybe it was his artist. Again, meaning trumps everything.
Yeah.
It's what white people are trying to find after they've conquered the world.
Right.
Meaning. But what black people are trying to find is substance through materialism, which gives them meaning. Aw, damn. Come on. Y'all don't see that? Go ahead, Mimi. Speak on it.
But you know what? When I'm working hard towards things that I want, I don't even look at it like that. I mean, I remember at one point in my life, you know, we all go through different points. But right now, I feel like I want to leave an inheritance for my daughter. I don't want to go fund me. I don't need your handout. I'm doing what I want to do to make my life what I think God has put me here to do. So everybody's walk is different. Everybody's road is different. Everybody's not looking for what I'm looking for. And I don't expect that. But I feel like God made me a multitasker and I can do many things. I know many people.
That's 100% right there.
You know what I'm trying to say?
That is 100%. I don't think that that's in question.
Yeah.
Again, people need to understand life in stereo, not mono. First and foremost, all rich people stay wealthy because they use other people's money.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay? It was rich white people who created GoFundMe.
Exactly.
So they know how to use other people's resources. They don't use their own.
Right. Exactly.
So that's number one.
Absolutely.
Number two, in terms of leaving something for your kid, sure. Sure. You're supposed to do that.
Well, I want to.
But, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, if that's all you got.
Oh, no, it's not all
See,
I got.
Right.
let me say, my kids have a philosophy about life.
Right.
So now they can look at other people and see where other people are coming from.
Right.
Most people don't see where other people are coming from because they are evaluating what other people have.
Mm-hmm.
They start in that evaluative process.
Right.
But when you start looking at a person for who they are, what they represent, when is the last time you bumped into a motherfucker who felt like Malcolm, or somebody who felt like Van Gogh, or somebody who felt like you don't even know what that feels like no more, because we have been conditioned to look at what people have.
But when I look at you, I see things in you that you don't see in a lot of people. You feel me? You're very educated and smart. And I think that, from speaking for all the ladies, and I'm speaking for myself, but I really think I can speak for them as well. I think everyone learned something from this show.
Right.
So you bring something that everyone doesn't have. I mean, there's other people in the world that have other gifts, but I'm saying that you actually have the gift that you're speaking about. Maybe you're not Van Gogh, but you're doing things and you're making a difference. When people hear this show, it makes a difference on how they look at things. I know when I leave here, sometimes I look at certain things and say, hey, I need to change that, or that's a good perspective. So
I like that.
Yeah.
But see, that's the whole purpose of the show. And this is what we're trying to infuse in the youngsters who have to take us into the next generation. Like, Jeff brought up an amazing point. Like, if there was no dollar, what would be your definition of success? What would be your definition of manhood?
Right.
How could you now build your relationships?
It would be my peace with my relationship with God. I mean, my relationship with God, first of all, comes first right here, right now. It's just that's not the topic, so I didn't really go into that. But,
Say more. Yes, that's what I want.
You know what
though.
I'm saying? So really, my relationship with God, that's first and foremost, in my spirituality. I'm not a religious person. I just have a spiritual life with God. I have an intuition, and I also, when I meet people, some people I feel like I met them, I've been knowing them forever, and some people I want to run because there's a spirit in them that I see that's not right.
Say more.
So I can read into people.
Yes.
I have a gift, and I'm blessed by having that gift. So when I see certain characteristics in people, I'm no longer interested. I don't care if you have $1 million flying out your ass when you're talking to me. Right. I'm getting on because I don't like what you're. Yeah. I don't like you.
Yes, keep going.
So I don't base my relationship with people on finances. That's why I said it could be the richest or the brokest one in between. I'm gonna pick the one more spiritually connected to me over everything, because you know what? That's something you can't buy. And when you have spirit, you have truth. And when you can go spiritually with someone, you can't even buy that. I mean, that's taking next levels. I mean, and if you pray, and a family that prays together stays together.
Hallelujah.
And if you put all those things into a relationship, the relationship is bound to be prosperous. And so I really believe that a man is who he think he is. So, as you think it, that's who you are.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I believe to be a positive person and to believe in always being prosperous and at peace and having joy and finding someone that adds to me in me thinking that way.
And this is not to marginalize money in any way, shape, or form. You need money.
Right.
We all need it. Money is part of our lives. Money is a social lubricant. Money is society's KY jelly.
Yeah.
If you don't have money, that shit dry. Life comes to a screeching halt, right? I get that. But when you get to a point where KY jelly makes the sex, it makes the action, then y'all ain't really fucking.
Right. For real.
Then y'all not really fucking. If you get to a point where you gotta have it, she ain't wet for you, nigga.
Right.
You got to douse her in petroleums, my nigga. She don't want that.
Right. That's
I just feel like
good.
that's not good for you.
There's so
That
much.
should not be.
I would
there.
say though, like, and all the talk about like women maybe changing their perspective on how we, are gauging a man, I feel like still again, like that calls a lot more men to be of substance too. And I'm not saying there isn't, because I've been super blessed with just the men I've been in relationship with, even my ex, like as much as we've been through, like I would say there's substance in him too. But yeah, I've been super blessed with amazing black men in my life that have substance and that did all of those things, like walk spiritually. Even my first ex, like my high school sweetheart, we weren't even of the same faith. We were able to connect spiritually and be spiritually in line, although our faiths were not. It was crazy. Now I think about it. My mom was looking at me like, he's in a cult. I'm like, it's not a cult, Mom. But like, so I've been blessed with amazing black men. I know they're there, and I'm not bitter about it. I'm like, I consistently am around amazing black men of substance. But again, if we're really challenging black women to change how we measure black men, then black men need to make sure they have substance. I say that not that they lack it, but then if a woman of substance who's judging based on substance is not interested in you, that should be a reflection to you that maybe you are lacking it.
But that goes back to substance. That goes back to our definition of substance.
Yeah.
What is substance, Tiffany?
Right. To me, it's your desire to want to know how to survive. That's really, to me, what gauges it. If you do not know and you are not in it now, you are seeking to find it.
But the spiritualists from the East say desire is the problem. The Buddhists, the Hindus, the Taoists, desire is a Western movement.
Well,
because desire creates disruption, or what they call the mental perturbations.
Yeah.
This is why the Hindus say you need to quiet your mind. Desire is an agitator of spirit.
I mean, I believe that too. Again, I'm not a practicer of that way specifically, so I'm not going to be 100% in line with it. And then sometimes I know a lot of people get hung up on vocabulary words choices. So to them, it'd be quiet your desire or just be action or just be. So for me, if you just change out the vocab word of desire and say be, I want you to be a survivor or survivalist. Like that's it. Like I want to know I'm with a man that can survive.
I want you to hear that.
Surviving.
I want you to hear that. And like you said, it's the word, so we want to drill down.
Yeah.
So when you say be a survivalist, you have some people who make the separation between surviving and living. And living is being, and surviving is thriving and striving to be somewhere.
Well, and again, this is where I said I don't ever strive to just be in accordance with like whatever the jive is at the moment. So I'm fine with saying I am not a Buddhist and I'm not here just to be. Like I like just being, and there's an important aspect of being mindful and just living and just being, and that is the higher spirit. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not there. Part of living in the United States of America is to do. And so I need someone who can be, but also my gauge of how I judge a man, and this is me.
I like it.
Is a man who can also do.
I like
you need
it.
to be able to be still, be in, recognize, rest, be mindful. But also a man in America that's just being is not doing. I need both.
Are y'all listening? I want y'all to listen now.
I'm open about it.
Okay, cool.
I'm not dating Gandhi. I'm not dating a Buddhist monk. I am dating a man.
You're not going to be able to attract him either.
Right. And that's not my desire. So again, part of just living your truth, I'm okay with saying I'm not just looking for a spiritual man. I'm looking for a spiritual man who is also this thing. And I'm not looking for the apex of spirit. I'm not looking for Gandhi. I'm open to say I want a man who can be, is in line with spirit and seeking, knowledge and the ability to be, but understanding that the world we live in now is I need to also be able to do.
But aren't you Christian?
I am, but I'm a different kind of Christian.
Didn't Jesus say that even it's going to be hard for a wealthy man to get into heaven as it is a camel through the eye of a needle?
Yes, Zoe, but the rest of the chapter talks about why. It doesn't say, again, people say that like money is the root of all evil. No, you misspoke that scripture. It's the love of money. It's the root of that understanding. So again, a wealthy man.
Even mention that
verse.
I
know, but I'm going to go there, which is wealth. The reason why wealth is because often in that journey to acquire wealth, you lose sight of what is in the needle that you look through the camel eye, right? So as long as in the doing to getting wealth, you don't lose all of the other things that are important, like the ability to be when necessary.
Right.
Right. Healthy entrepreneurs know when it is okay, you need to vacation. So some of my healthiest entrepreneur friends, they will go hard. They literally live on 3 hours of sleep. They're freaking vampires. I'm like, what the fuck? This is craziness. But this is what they do. A lot of them will be like, I go hard for 5 weeks. I'm going to take 2 weeks off on vacation. I go harder than any human should ever go. It's unhealthy. You shouldn't do it. I know. And then I break for 2 weeks or I break for a week. Like to know that the ideal of to be in rest, to just be, and then to be able to do. That's what I need.
I could smoke a bag of that. Listen, we just got to take a quick break. We got to take a quick break because the damn feed crashed right while this was happening. This was fire. We'll be back in 2.2 seconds. Let me figure this out. I'll talk to you guys in a second. The voice of reason is on fire. We'll be back. Oh, shit. We back. Oh, shit. Yeah, somebody says Shawty bad as hell next to Zoe. All the ladies, but the one in the middle right now looking like a brand new pack of now laters on Halloween, my nigga.
What does that even mean?
On Halloween.
You understand? Don't know candy look that good until you see that shit on Halloween.
Yes,
Right.
so true.
Nigga, like this Snicker got on a black dress, nigga. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
Bring your ass over here.
you.
Somebody said, is Rachel vegan?
Am
Rachel!
I vegan? No, damn, I could never imagine doing that.
If you
Seriously.
went vegan, you'd disappear.
That's how I feel. I have to eat meat. I
Wither
have to
away.
eat red
She'd be
meat
see-through.
specifically.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my God. Don't wish that upon me. Okay.
I know, seriously. Let me just say, seriously, tonight's show has been amazing. The sisters brought their A game. And the reality of it is, whether sisters want to admit it or not, or acknowledge it or not, or whatever, man, like for real, like a deeper, more meaningful perspective has to be taken when evaluating what a good mate is now. I mean, if we just look at it on the economic divide side of the game, I love the way Antonio Moore broke that down about how sisters are making 72 cents on the dollar in comparison to what the white man is making. So there are sisters who are saying the black man makes more money than they do. But in actuality, when you factor in all of the details, black male incarceration, actually, the sister is making more money than the brother, right? So at the end of the day, like, if in general, when you factor in all of the available data that sisters are making more money than brothers, then that means sisters have to change their relationship expectation of brothers. To say in one breath, he got to do better or at least as good as me or better than me, that's unrealistic. Then to also say, I get to have school loans and debt, but I need a man who will be able to take that off of me. I mean, like, what kind of fairy tale type situation? Like, it ain't that kind of party.
Right.
That's just where we are. Now, by bringing that up and trying to deal with that, that's not saying, oh, we victims or, you know, something wrong with us because we got to deal with that. We're not saying we victims. We're saying that's what it is. That's just what the fuck it is. And at the end of the day, we just got to deal with it. Especially if we want to be together. Goddamn.
Right.
You want to be together, right? Okay, then. Well, we're at the end of the show right now. I want to get some final thoughts. Okay? Can we get some final thoughts? Mimi, your final summation of the show. Captain Save a Bro. A deeper look at the Black Women's Guide for Dating a Broke Brother. Mimi, if you had to, would you? And if you did, how long could you do it?
I could do it, but as long as I'm seeing that he's serious about us making a difference in what's going on in his life. Like, I can't stay in it if I'm noticing that I'm going to work and he's in the same place that I left him when I come home, eating cereal.
You got a dent in your couch?
Right. It's all kind of buzz from the, blunts and all kind of 40 ounces, a whole bunch of homies around, a lot of PlayStation games going on. I can't do it. But that's after a while. I would try to talk to him before I got to the can't do it, but he would know that I wasn't feeling it because I'd probably have a look on my face the moment I walk in and seeing his ass in the same spot he was in when I left, all the dishes there. It would be a problem. But I am down for my man. I just need to see that he's down for himself. You have to love yourself first, and then I can love you also. Mm-hmm. And,
What's the bag of that?
You know what I'm saying?
That.
For real.
I can smoke that, my nigga. Word.
Word up.
I can smoke that. Yo, Tiffany.
Yes. Yeah, I could date a broke man for sure. I think similar to like what Mimi's saying is, I'm willing to dig you out as long as you have a shovel too.
I need your shovel though, okay?
Right.
Yeah, I can give you mine because I know I can get my own new one. So I have no problem with giving you mine at all. That's not a problem. I'll give you, because I've done this. Again, I've given away money and time and resources. That's what I do. It's who I am. So yeah, I can date a broke dude. I don't think there's a time limit. It's similar to like Mimi said, there's going to be a point where like we probably had conversations or something's probably happened where I'm like, this is the threshold. And again, I'm in a point in my life where I'm not going to lie to you and tell you what it is because I don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. But if I was dating a broke dude and there was a threshold, I will let you know well before I got there that it was coming.
You know y'all don't do that. You know y'all niggas break up with niggas 8 months before you say something.
Most women, but not me. Me. No, like not me.
I've done it 1,000 times.
You know, there's something on my mind. Oh, shit. Here we go.
Yeah. My first ex, I knew 4 days before I broke up with him. We were together for 2.5 years. My second ex, it wasn't finite until 2 weeks before. So, yeah. And then this ex, I didn't know till I filed for divorce. So, yeah, I'm not that girl who be plotting on you and be miserable for years and then it just crept up on you. No, like, I'm a special kind of person, I guess.
I got you. Rachel?
Yeah. Okay, so I logically, I really do understand what we're supposed to, like if everything was all in great, what I'm supposed to look for in a man as far as like characteristics and, you know, and I do, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not at that point in my life right now where I could fully just take care of a broke man. Here's why.
Of course you can.
No, here's why.
What?
I can't. Here's why. Because I put so much pressure on myself. So it's almost like, let's call it not love. So let's say if I don't love myself enough to where I can't just stop and be, and I'm worried about these materialistic, like, just how am I going to pay rent and make sure this happens? So if I'm not there, then I can't even be there that for you. And that's the truth. I'm going to be honest.
Smoke a bag of that.
Yeah. And I will. And so I did know that about myself because let's say for me, let's talk about manifesting. I'm always like manifesting like, oh, what's my next job? Or I picture me speaking to people. Or I picture me in this photo shoots, but that's always continuous working. Whereas my man, on the other hand, what he manifests is the in picture. I swear. He says it's not my job to find out how to get there. So I'm not manifesting the next job. He's manifesting the end. He's like, listen, I don't want to do anything. I want to be. I want to sit and be in abundance and just be, you know?
Okay.
And that's huge. And I'm not there yet. So I thank him for being all the way there, but I'm not there yet. I'm working on it.
Yeah, well, a lot of us aren't there.
Yeah.
Let me just say, man, relationships are a work in progress. We really all have to be in a place where not only can we accept ourselves in terms of our flaws and weaknesses, we got to learn how to better accept our partners, especially if we're talking about team building. See, team building is a little bit more straightforward when there's a goal. You're trying to build something together. I need your help to do this. This is what I bring to the table to help you do this. Oh, well, this is what I bring to the table. So collectively, I can see us getting to where we need to go. That's a goal-oriented team building collaboration. Mm-hmm. But something about spirit that people underestimate in your relationships, it's not linear. Mm-hmm. It's not just you being here is my curriculum for what's wrong with me. Because naturally, you're going to show me through how we interact what it is I need to work on. See, that's different. Yeah. And that sometimes is conflicting, right, with the goal. Sometimes the goal is the reason we think we came together. But underneath that goal is really something really deeper and more meaningful. And a lot of times people hang all their hopes on, if we accomplish this together, that's where the bond is going to be, right? And it could be to a certain level, you know, but if that's all there is, we're going to have to keep coming up with shit to do in order to feel like we good. Like, this is a good situation. Have you ever heard that sometimes in relationships, some people are better business partners than they are intimate partners? Because sometimes the intimate work is really the reason why you're together. And the intimate work has to do with your ability to see yourself and work on yourself. The quickest way to miss the lesson that comes from relationship is to blame your partner for what you're getting back from the relationship. Oh, if you would have did this, if you would have changed that, if you would have done that. Sometimes that shit is for you to work on. They trigger you. They trigger what needs to be worked on. So it's all good.
Yeah.
This was a great show.
Yes, it was.
Life is hard, though.
I love
living in a fucked up world.
No, taking responsibility for life is hard.
Ooh, that one right there, though.
Hey.
Man.
Right.
Don't make me.
Don't start all over. Yeah.
Don't make me pull out the sword. This is what I do.
Oh, shoot. Don't whip it out.
All right. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for chiming in. This was a powerful show. Don't forget to donate to our channel to keep computers and fucking cameras and being able to pay this motherfucker. Oh, the homie Brandon. We got to put Brandon on the payroll.
Yes, please.
Right.
We got to put Brandon on the payroll.
Cha-ching.
He be taking pictures of shit. This man done did his work. He be up here now. So, again, continue to donate. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. And we ghost. Holla.